AI, generative AI, machine learning, deep learning. You hear these words everywhere these days. But I'm here to cut to the chase and explain these concepts to you in simple analogies, simple explanation, real world examples, and also some simple demos you can try yourself. Hi, I'm Edna. Welcome to my channel. I help software professionals grow their skills and also become more productive using AI powered tools and workflows. I've been in tech for over a decade now and I experienced it all: the promotions, a layoff, and also burnout, which all of it together helped me rethink everything. I never forget that morning where I suddenly lost access to my account, and I was like, I must have broken a VPN because I have, I don't know, too many tabs open on Chrome. But then the Slack messages started coming in, and I realized I wasn't alone, and I was laid off. That moment made me view my career in a different lens and inspired me to create this space for real talk and real growth. I publish videos every week, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out. AI is basically the science and engineering of making machines and computers do things that normally would require human intelligence, but all on their own. This could be anything from recognizing speech and images to problem solving and making decisions. Think of AI as a Swiss Army knife. It's a collection of tools that together makes computers do smart things. Some AI tools and systems are very simple and rule-based, while others can be pretty sophisticated. Here's a real-world example: Google Maps. Did you know that they use AI to study and understand traffic patterns and then predict when the traffic jams are going to happen? But also, it's not just based on a ton of live data, but also external factors like accidents, road closures. So, all of that together, they figure out what's the fastest way you can get to your destination. Let's try out a very simple example. On your iPhone, pick up and you can then enable Siri, and you can ask it, "Hey Siri, can you tell me what is the weather in Austin?" That's where I live today. And as you can see, it showed me that right now in Austin is 96 degrees, very hot. So as you can see, Siri and the AI can hear what your voice, understand what it's saying, interpret it, and then go fetch the data, in this case for weather, and also display it to you or read it back to you. So this is the power of AI, but this is very simple. So we're going to get to the more complicated ones next. If you have enjoyed this video so far, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, but also comment and share. And if you haven't subscribed already to my channel, please go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate it. It really helps the channel to grow, but also it helps to show this content to others who might find it useful. And I promise in return, I will answer all of your comments. But also, I wanted to share a few pictures of my trip this past weekend. I went to a safari tour in Texas. So here are some pictures and small clips that I took. All right, let's continue, shall we? Oh, and as always, make sure to stay around until the end because I have a joke for you. Let's dive deeper into one of the key areas of AI called machine learning, or short for ML. It is basically you teaching the computer to analyze, and find patterns by giving it a ton of data. And it's not like you're just going and, programming every rule like you do with Siri. It's a smart AI. You can think of it as teaching your dog a trick. When you do that, you make your dog to repeat the same behavior and also correcting it and giving it feedback until it masters it. You don't just give your dog a bunch of manual of rules and hope that it learns the trick, right? So it's the same thing here. The more data you feed into an ML model or algorithm, the better it gets. Here's a practical example: your email spam folder. That's right. So the way it works is this ML in continuously analyzing and learning from a million different emails that are marked as junk. And therefore, it's getting better and better at identifying and predicting what emails that you're receiving are spam. And that's how it keeps your inbox clean. Here's a simple way you can try out machine learning all on your own with Google's Teachable Machine. It does not require any programming. So here's how you can do that. Go to teachablemachine.withgoogle.com in your browser. Select Get Started and choose Image Project. Next, upload or capture images for two different categories, like a pen and a cup. Then train the model by feeding it examples for each category. Lastly, test it by showing an object to your camera and watch how the model guesses what it is. Let's dive into deep learning, short for DL. It is a branch of machine learning, but with some serious power. You can think of machine learning as teaching a pet, a dog, a trick, and DL, deep learning, like training a team of expert detectives who work together to solve complex problems. I mean, technically, you could also, train a bunch of German shepherds and send them off to war, right? So, same thing. But, anyways, so yeah, it has DL, deep learning, has layers of algorithms that actually mimic and model the way human brain works. You can think of it as the earlier layers could recognize patterns like shapes, like shape of a circle or rectangle, and then the deeper layers really recognize the more complex patterns, like instead of a rectangle, they recognize that this is a face. And also, they can figure out what kind of emotion that face has, like happy, sad. Here's a real world example: social media apps. For example, Facebook. You know how when you go on a picture and you're trying to tag your friends on that picture, and Facebook automatically says, "Oh, this face belongs to so and so." Yeah, that is all because of deep learning. It's been trained on millions of different faces, and now it can recognize, analyze, and predict whose face that is you're trying to tag. Here is one way where you can try out deep learning for yourself using TensorFlow's Playground. It is a free, interactive website, no coding involved, that you can try. Let's go over an example. Visit playground.tensorflow.org on your device. You can then go to Set the Problem Type to Classification. Next, you can increase the number of hidden layers by clicking the plus icon. Next, I would recommend click on that play and observe how the model's ability to separate complex data improves with more layers. Tweak the setting, play around with it to get a hands on feel for how deep neural networks, also known as deep learning, builds understanding step by step. And now we get to the very exciting and popular part of AI, generative AI. Basically, ChatGPT. So yeah, that's it. Bye. I'm kidding. Okay. Generative AI doesn't just analyze the data and make predictions like your old school AI or deep learning and machine learning does. It goes one step further and it creates new content inspired by what it has learned. You can think of it as a inventive chef that has tasted 1,000 or 1,000,000 different recipes and now is inspired and creating its own brand new recipes and dishes. Generative AI learns from a huge data set of data, images, voices, music, anything you can think of. And then based off of that, creates these fresh new content for you. An example of this is basically ChatGPT, which you can talk and ask it anything. It responds you really quickly. And so that's text based, and Dolly within ChatGPT to create images, like brand new images, some of those that have gone viral. And also Sora, newly in ChatGPT, which generates videos, right? Brand new. You give it a prompt. Although I think it needs some improvement. I haven't been able to successfully use it, but maybe because I haven't worked in the movie industry field. Who knows? And as you can tell, there are like a lot of other ones out there today, and they're all different and expert and good in for specific tasks and areas. Like Perplexity could be really good if you're doing research. Claude and Anthropic could be really good for writing code. ChatGPT really is good in that conversational. So learn your tools, learn your generative AI tools, and use them wisely to be more productive in your daily life. Feel free to check out my playlist on these type of topics on AI. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you like, share it, and also make a comment on it. I will be sure to respond to it. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel grow, but also to show this content to others who might find it useful. And now, I leave you, like I always do, with a little joke because, trust me, life is too short not to laugh. What do you call AI that can compose music? It is called AI pod. I know.